Hello, my fellow sharers. Welcome back to EU4. Today we are going to be playing as Austria and doing what is perhaps one of the most cursed things, not focusing on Europe, but instead establishing ourselves as a colonial hegemon, as we are going to focus on getting the PU over Burgundy, maybe even getting a PU over Castile and Aragon, but we are going to go ahead and colonize and make the Austrian Empire that should have been. Now, without wasting any more time, let's get into it as Austria. So here we are as Austria. You guys know the typical setup as them. Pretty much you want to focus on getting all the electors to be your friend nodes. You're going to force a PU over Bohemia, Hungary, Burgundy at some point, and form the HRE. But today, the only thing that we are going to be really pushing for is getting our PUs over both Bohemia, Hungary. We are going to form the Austro-Hungarian Empire. We're also going to go ahead, press our claim on Burgundy, and if we have extra time or whatever, we'll also get a PU over Spain. But for right now, let's go ahead and focus on getting those electors so we can get our Bohemia Union. We just need to have 4 electors with 75 opinion of us. That's pretty easy to do, especially since we'll just go ahead and ally some of them like Brandenburg. Alright, easy enough. We get secured our 4 electors above 75 opinion with us. We got our Restoration Union and Bohemia. Perfect. And now we could either go down the Legacy of Charlemagne branch, which is that whole Roman Empire thing, or we could go down this whole path of basically becoming Germany. Which, I mean, I guess we'll go down this like German path. It doesn't really necessarily matter to me as much. Yeah, we'll just do this German one. It really doesn't matter. Now that we have our claim on Bohemia, let's go ahead and press that bad boy real quick. Okay, that was like one of the easiest wars. Took us 2 years. They were only allied to Hesse. Boom, Bohemia is now ours. We complete mission here, Crown of Bohemia. They inherit those guys. Let's see, we also can get surpassed Poles, getting a permanent claim on the Poland region. However, if we have more development than, or they have less than 400 dev, we actually get a Restoration Union CB on these guys. Meanwhile, we could also do this whole decline of Hungary thing, get a Restoration Union on them, but I'm going to wait until their regency is over, and maybe, just maybe, I can get them. And my heir just died, so rip that. Okay. Yeah, looks like we're just going to force that union over to Hungarians then. Now that's a good heir right there, 653. I'll take it. And my emperor's dead. This is actually not a bad thing. He was like up in his 40s at that point. So, and I just got that heir. That means I'll be able to hold on to this union over Hungary now. Not for a lot longer. Alright, I can now enforce my union over Hungary. Perfect. And now I got Croatia. And now I can complete these next couple missions here, like Decline of Hungary. And also Royal Hungary. It actually allows us to go ahead and get the Black Army. Oh. What? Oh, I see. Okay, so they're an incorporated personal union under me now. Sorry, that was just weird. Said I lost the PU, now they're an incorporated personal union partner. Tier 2 government reform, we're going to go with the Ministralis promotion. We can actually choose our very first idea group, which normally as Austria you want to pick up either influence or diplomatic. Since we are going colonial, it's going to be a while before our colonial range is even good anyways, typically around Diplotech 11 if we are lucky and get the Netherlands. So I'm just going to open up with quality ideas since it'll buff both our army and our navy. In most Austria games, I would totally go for the Throne of Milan here. I mean, I still could. Where do I even ally to? I mean, to be honest with you, we'll just do it for the heck of it. I know we're going full-on colonial, but might as well make our European power base a little bit stronger, especially in Italy, since Italy's going to be very important, especially the Venetian trade node if we divert a lot of trade over here. That's my alternative. If we don't get the English Channel, we're going for the Venetians. Alright, I decided I'm going to launch a humiliation war on Burgundy, try and show strength, get some additional monarch points, all that stuff. And who knows, maybe, just maybe I could trigger the Burgundian secession thing. And the whole Iberian wedding thing just happened, so that's pretty cool. I can apparently complete this also. I could get a subjugation CB on all imperial princes in Italy, or just boost up my opinion with them. I kind of like that. And here's the Burgundian secession, and guess what? They decided to go with France. Not exactly my preferred choice, but yeah, we're gonna press this. Tier 3 government reform. I'm thinking we are probably gonna go with like representatives of the crown, maybe, or even decentralized or centralized monarchical bureaucracy. We'll do representatives of the crown. Alright, France, let's freaking wombo, buddy. I'm gonna call on all my friends. I got all my PU guys. I'm taking Burgundy. This is my Burgundy now. Alright, we did just take Burgundy's capital. Unfortunately, we did just kind of burn it down to the ground. I guess I'll go with this option because I don't want Burgundy to hate me as much. No, they still hate me more. Second idea, group time. Guess what? We're picking up exploration ideas. That's just what we're going to do. Because it's all about colonizing, baby. So I guess Florence took Rome, so now the Pope is in the HRE, so that's funny. I guess I'll do this option. I really don't feel like taking off the Pope, especially because, I mean, the Pope is the Pope, but come on, boys. Come on. Didn't? Or they're all just walking away. They're all, you bastard. What the heck, guys? Alright, so now I got all of the French allies out of this freaking war. Now it's just me 1v1ing France with my subjects versus their subjects. Oh my god. War is just, I don't think it's necessarily like the hardest war that I've been in a while, but it's just very tedious with a lot of like little battles and having to win all those tiny little battles to win the whole thing. Okay. I finally got Paris. I took Burgundy's capital. I can enforce my union over these guys now, so that's exactly what we're gonna do. Oh my god, it was such an unnecessarily difficult war. But we got Burgundy, and that's all that matters. Now it's just a matter of keeping Burgundy. I can also complete this mission, reclaim Burgundy. So Burgundy will no longer be inheritable. Or I can do this. Oh no, I like this one. Extra admin. My ruler gains extra admin, but there we go. Here for government reform, we're going to go with maintain balance of power. For the sake of preventing the Dutch revolt, I'm going to go ahead actually conquer a decent amount of the Netherlands. I could pass this one reform here, so that way it prevents that from ever happening. And the Duchess of Burgundy just died, so now I inherit all of Burgundy. Perfect. And I can also complete this mission, give me a permanent claim on the entire French region. And of course, because I'm the Emperor, I'm going to state all this stuff up. I would be a fool not to. This stuff's like, it'll make me so rich. What I'm going to go ahead and do right now is I'm actually going to move my main trading port over here to the English Channel. This is the most valuable trade node in the game. After hiring a Diplo rep guy, I was actually able to vassalize Utrecht. So, yeah, that's pretty nice. I could now complete this mission, gaining 684 ducats, and unlock the Great Council of Mechlin. Which, let's look at the government stuff here. It's actually tier 6 government reform. Gives us Diplo annexation cost, more gov cap, and liberty of desire and subjects minus 10, plus the disables the Dutch revolt disaster. So we're not too far away. We're also about to send out our very first exploration fleet to the West African Sea. So yeah, this is really happening now. And I just peacefully Diplo vassalized the entire Netherlands over here around my subjects. So yeah, I'm about to be a very rich man. I also just noticed that the French and the Ottomans are actually friends now. I mean, that's not the worst thing in the world. Because, I mean, they're both not, like, right now compared to me and my buddy Castile, like, me by myself plus my subjects is probably more than enough to handle both of these guys. Plus, yeah, my ally, Castile Aragon, yeah, I think we'll be okay. What you looking at? We can actually start colonizing Africa. Let's go ahead and start doing just that. Alright, I think it's time we finally start establishing ourselves as a big colonial power. Starting off with Jolov. Alright, unfortunately we were not able to spawn colonialism. That honor goes to Portugal over here. But I wouldn't be surprised if it actually spreads to our country pretty quickly. Alright, finally Jolov just surrendered to me. Mamluks were Defender of the Faith, so it took a little bit longer. But we got an Austrian Guinea over here. Beautiful. So Castile finally got out of their regency. They actually extended their regency for this Enrique V here. And I'm just going to request that I put my heir on their throne. Simple as that. And I believe now we can complete a mission. I have to wait until the Habsburg is actually on their throne. Okay. So he's actually the same age as the Enrique there. That's funny. Alright, so we finally finished our first colony over here, which is Bifida. We're going to start pushing into the Congo a little bit here. Here, Tier 5 government reform. I guess we'll go with the military engineering one. Okay, I think it's finally time for Austrian Congo to be a thing. So let's go ahead and make that a thing. Austrian Congo is now officially a thing. Time to finally pick up expansion ideas. Going all in on this colonial thing. So because I won that war against the Ottomans, I could complete Ottoman menace, give me permanent claims on the entire Balkans region. And look at that, I was the first person to discover Japan. An age of wonders indeed. Alright, it's that time again. We're going to go ahead and fight the Ottomans. And I'm pretty much just taking historical borders of Austria. I don't really feel like doing anything other than that in terms of Europe. Maybe, I was going to say maybe I could diplo-vassalize Serbia, and maybe later. I finally established a trade company over here in India. So now I get an additional merchant and colonial range till the end of the game. Plus I get permanent claims on all coastal level 1 and higher centers of trade in India and in Indonesia. That's a lot of claims I just gained for completing that one mission. Alright, I found my way into India. It's through Kote here, who's allied to Bahmanas, but they would not join them. So yeah, we're going to get their entire island. Okay, so originally I was just going to full annex Kote, but they're at war with Vijayanagar. And honestly, we're just going to go ahead and vassalize them. This is going to plunge us into a defensive war against Vijayanagar, and it's going to call on all of our allies to just wreck them. We're going to take a good portion of their coastline. This is where being 2, even 3 mil-techs ahead of another powerful nation is just amazing. Because their army's just going to get absolutely destroyed here. To save myself on the high admin cost of all this stuff, I'm just going to feed Kote here, like all the provinces. And like that, Austria is officially in India. I apparently can now do holdings in India, giving me permanent claims on all centers of trade in North and Southern China, which is just a complete mess right now. Alright, we're going to go ahead and attack Gujarat here. That's going to call in Jaunpur and Sindh. I'm okay with that. We're going to try and take this entire area down here. Finally, Jaunpur and Gujarat. Let's see how my guys stack up against them. Especially since I'm like 2-3 mil-techs ahead again. Ooh, they actually reinforced that time. Come on, guys. No. Alright, we gotta get out of there. I'm gonna be real with you guys. They kind of pushed me back. But at least I got naval superiority over these guys. So at least they can't get my army. Oh, would you look at that? Hungary actually marched all the way over here. Thank you, Hungary. Because Hungary's up here, that's distracting these guys from being down here, meaning I can actually finally push off of my island. Finally, we can make peace with these guys. I'm obviously going to give Kote all of these provinces along the coast. We're going to get a small coalition of Gujarat, Vijayanagar, Bahmanas, Sindh, Jaunpur, and Bengal, but we'll attack Vijayanagar soon enough again. And all this is going straight to Kote. I think what I'm just going to do is we're just going to go ahead and attack Bahmanas right now. They're allied to Delhi, who I don't think is doing too good this game. So, yeah, we'll do that. We're 3 mil-techs ahead. Might as well press every single claim we can in India while we can. My war against Bahmanas is over. We're going to do something like this. I'm going to go ahead and release out Andhra from them. I'm also going to release out Telangana and also Bijapur. Alright, and now we're going to go ahead and attack Vijayanagar with all of Andra's corps. Fourth idea group time. Debate between admin and maybe influence. I'm thinking influence those so we can start integrating all of our subjects. Another successful war over here in India for the Ostend Company.
how our boy Andra's really big. Oh, and that whole Protestant Catholic thing is happening now, so that's great. And apparently I just got excommunicated. What? Okay. Our truce with Gujarat's finally over, so we're going to go ahead and invade them. We're 1 miltech ahead. Got to take whatever advantage we can before all these guys get caught up in tech. What I'm going to go ahead and do is take religious wars, so I get that cheaper war score cost versus other religions, since all these guys are clearly not Catholic. Alright, I think it's time as we Austrians settle Australia, which is clearly renowned for being owned by the Austrians. So in terms of a peace here with Gujarat, I'm thinking we're going to do something like this. And of course, I'm going to go ahead and release out the nation of Touch, and I'm just going to go ahead and feed them a lot of this stuff. Because I don't think there's really another nation I could release out of them. Or out all the land. I mean, I could do Kandesh, actually. They do have some claims here. That's really about it. Otherwise, everybody else is somebody small. So yeah, I'll release out Kandesh. Alright, our truce with Bahmanis is over, so we're going to go ahead and attack them. Get all of these cores back, and then some also. Tier 7 government reform, we're just going to go with the cheapo meritocratic recruitment. This one, always good because of the cheaper advisors and that yearly corruption. Truce with Vijayanagar is over, and I'm not done with this war, and I'm not done with Bahmanis just yet, but I'm just going to go ahead and attack Vijayanagar. This way they don't join a coalition against me, because AE's getting to be pretty bad over here. And for Bahmanis, we're going to do something like this. Not as many people really care. I mean, it's just strictly India at this point. And that's just because, well, I mean, they're all within the same culture group for the most part. And also, the other reason why the other reason why these nations don't really care is because Bahmanis is one of the few Shia nations over here in India. In fact, I think it's the only one that's Shia. So yeah, nobody really cares that they're dying. And now we're focused entirely in on Vijayanagar. I don't think we'll be able to full... Oh no, we get full annex them this war. Perfect. So now my boy Kote can probably get annexed in this once they're full. So now my boy Kote could probably get annexed after I annex Vijayanagar. Alright, full annexation of Vijayanagar. Nobody really cares. And I had to do it this way as opposed to giving these provinces straight to my subject Kote, because otherwise they were only going to be... Vijayanagar was going to be like a 2-province minor. So now Kote is going to get all these provinces. It's their problem now, not mine. I'm going to go ahead and launch my first conquest war against Bengal because, well, they're allied to the Ottomans, they're allied to Delhi, Malwa, all that stuff. But I could get both Poland and Spain to give me a hand in this war. So yeah, I'm just going to go for it. We're going to attack them for Cuttack here, and we're probably going to attack them for Cuttack here, and we're probably going to release that Orissa. Right, this war with Bengal's over. I'm just going to take an 80% peace deal here, 84%. And this is how much land we're going to take. And as I mentioned earlier, we're going to release out Orissa because they do get missions and permanent claims over in this area. Alright, we are going to go ahead and attack Sindh over here. They're allied to both Gujarat and Delhi. Oh, and Persia, but Persia's kind of getting destroyed by the Ottomans. So yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. And pretty much cut off anybody else from getting to India unless their name is Timurids. Oh, I guess Brandenburg's actually getting ready to go ahead and start the League War against me. Okay. And there it is. Okay. So pretty much everybody's in this war, I think, aside from Spain. Though it's stupid how France gets called in, but my boy Spain doesn't. Alright, I'll be able to get France out of this war, but I'm going to have to give up some of that Burgundian stuff that I got. It was just kind of an added bonus, to be honest with you. We'll do that. We still got our stuff. Don't know why they didn't want this one province. Maybe the AE was going to be a little bit too high, but that pretty much saves my entire western front. And now me and all my allies could just focus on Central Europe and then eventually the Ottomans, which, I mean, Ottomans are strong, but they're just not as strong as like me and my allies. Meanwhile, while everybody else is getting murdered in Central Germany or Central Europe right now, Austrian Australia is a happening place. So we finally got this place up and running, and yeah, it's going to be a crown colony. Alright, in order to get the Ottomans out of this war, and just to save my entire country, I'm going to have to do this kind of peace deal. I'm going to have to give up the Balkans to the Ottomans, pretty much. And I'll come back for that stuff. I have claims, and I'm sure I could do reconquest on them. But that should free me up to hopefully win the remainder of this war. I think I just completed an achievement because I just made the Pope an elector. Yeah, this one, Holiest Roman Emperor. I just have to make the Holy Roman Empire Catholic. Oh, would you look at global trade finally spawned? But it spawned over here in Iberia. Because there are 57 ducats. English Channel should be more, but it's currently getting burnt to the ground. Well, it was earlier. I mean, we're about to win this religious war. Finally, we got Great Britain out of the war, and now it's just Brandenburg. So, we're going to go ahead and enforce religious peace. Take all their money, war rep. They can release return a core back to Pomerania. Pillage them. I think that's really all I want to do. Oh, thank goodness. Alright, Catholics officially the faith of the HRE. Apparently our emperor died also. Bad timing. Now I should be able to... Yeah, I just completed that achievement. Holiest Roman Empire. Cool. I'm also going to go ahead and start a war, since I'm already at war with Gudra here, against Papanas. This will call him Delhi, who is in a coalition against me. They're the only nation in a coalition against me over here. So, yeah. Let's do it. Yeah, we'll do something like this against Gujarat. 85 war score, take most of their country. Why not? Okay, I think it's time we fight Ottomans. We're going to get all of our stuff back that we lost to these guys. I want my province of Kotor and all that Bosnian stuff over here back. I need it. Alright, I'm just going to sign a white peace with the Ottomans. This went a little bit worse than what I thought it would, actually. Ottoman power, Poland lost Lithuania. It's a mess. What I'm going to go ahead and begin doing is actually integrating a lot of my subjects over here in India, like this guy of Khandesh, Kote. There's really no need to have as many subjects over here, especially when I can make more subjects that could give me even more claims on nations like Jaunpur. I could probably get Punjab as a subject. That would actually be a really good subject. Also, I made most of these guys Catholic, so yeah, India is very Catholic. Oh, and I guess Poland needs my help reunifying with Lithuania, so yeah, let's do it. So our emperor actually just died, meaning we just straight up inherited Hungary. Oh, and Bohemia, whoa. I've never gotten a double inheritance like that before. And yeah, all Hungarian core provinces will gain 35% autonomy. That's unfortunate. But we can still form Austria-Hungary. We just have to be at Amintech 20, which we are closing in on. I could also complete the Iberian Relations mission, which actually, I guess I have more development than the Spanish, so I believe, yeah, decision, where as long as they have 80 trust with me and 190 relations with me, I could just straight up get them under a PU. So let's go ahead and improve relations with them, and let's make that happen. As for all this stuff, obviously we're going to state it all up. Kind of have to, even though it's going to put me over my gov cap. The Hungarian stuff I probably won't state up just yet because of that autonomy thing. So I think once I form Austria-Hungary, then I'll go ahead and state up. And there we go. We got our 80 trust, 190 relations with Spain. Iberian Union happens. And now we got the Spanish Empire under our thumb, which includes their colonial stuff as well. Yeah, and in terms of great power status, yeah, you know, we're almost 3 times that of Great Britain right now, and about double that of the Ottomans. All right, I think it's time we get our cores back from France. It kind of ticked me off how they were able to do that in the religious war, but yeah, we're gonna retake everything that we want. Well, this is a new thing. A universal empire becomes active. What? I've never seen this. Oh. Yeah, well, I'm not losing Spain. Screw you. So I guess I could play a multicultural empire, which allows me to get a couple different government reforms. Top one, Imperial Austrian monarchy. Tier 1 government gives our ruler +2, national unrest, max promotes cultures, more diplo per monarch, promote culture costs. Meanwhile, the bottom one allows us every time that we culture convert a province, we get +1 loyalty, we get culture conversion costs, the diplo skill, and also culture conversion time. I kind of like the top one just slightly more. So this one's very good as well. Alright, I think it's time we finally continue our conquest of India. I want to attack Bengal, co-belligerent Malwa. It's also going to call in Delhi. But pretty much it's going to leave us with just Jampur, Delhi, and Gujarat. Oh, and OP and Bahmanis to really deal with over here. 5th idea group time. We're going to go ahead and pick up admin ideas for that gov cap and of course whatever core stuff. And plus administrative with influence ideas actually allows you to annex your subjects a lot quicker and a lot cheaper. Oh, would you look at that? Denmark actually went to go ahead and form Scandinavia. That's actually pretty cool. Why did I lose this? Alright, Malwa, I'm going to go ahead and make my subject. They have a bunch of cores and claims on Jampur. I'm going to press, and then about done with Bengal over here. In fact, I could probably make peace with them right now. Probably do something like that, just in that way. None of these guys over here in Indochina or China expanded into my boy Bengal. Alright, we're going to go ahead and invade Jampur. They're currently at war with Uzbek. Shun would actually not join them. I also didn't realize Shun was actually that strong. Only Timurids would join. Gujarat's actually their subject, so yeah, let's start pressing some of these claims. Well, this doesn't sound good. Okay, so I was looking at the Winds of Change dev diaries and stuff, so since we're in the Hungarian Revolution, we can actually compromise with the Hungarians, ending this and immediately allowing us to go ahead and form Austria-Hungary. I guess realistically you could actually do this a little bit earlier if you actually integrated Austria-Hungary, or if you actually integrated Hungary earlier on. But so we could do this. This is going to grant monthly or not monthly. This is going to grant minimum autonomy in all of our Hungarian stuff plus 25, which I mean it's not the worst because this stuff's not. I mean some of it's high dev, most of it's not really, and it's more like the culture conversion costs and all that stuff gets increased. But yeah, we'll just try this out. And of course, we're going to take the new traditions and ambitions. And ladies and gentlemen, we are now the Austro-Hungarian Empire with morale of armies, Diplo Rep +2, heretic and heathen provinces no longer given any penalties, discipline, manpower and accepted culture provinces, goods produced, national arrest, state governing costs, which is very underrated idea, providential trade power modifier, and artillery combat ability and artillery cost. And of course now we're Austria-Hungary. What does that mean over here? We have Austro-Hungarian Western India. But obviously we're going to continue to conquer most of India here until they own pretty much all of India, and that's where we're going to call it. Oh, and of course we have the lovely dual monarchy flag now as well. Alright, my peace deal with Delhi is going to look a little something like this. I'm going to go ahead and release out the nation of Punjab as a subject. They do have cores over here. Perfect. And we're going to immediately attack Multan. which will of course call in John Purr over here and reignite my war with Delhi, and I'll wipe this out Delhi. Alright, now we're just pretty much down to John Purr and just conquering all of basically central northern India here. So yeah, we gotta wait until our truce is up in about 6 years, then we could go ahead and do just that. In the meantime, I will begin annexing Kote now, just to get them out of here. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and attack the Ottomans or Bosnia again. They're allied to the French, who I will co-belligerent, but I'm allied to both Britain and Poland, and we actually outnumber them like 2-1 here, so theoretically we should be able to win this. Let's go ahead and give this a good old Rambler try. I'm also going to go ahead and start my golden era. I feel like that's kind of a necessity right now. So here's how my guys stack up against the Ottomans. We're both the same mill tech. But my guys, even though they have less discipline, I have way more morale. My artillery is just so good. Stack wipe them. This may just be a stack wipe also. Oh no, it was just a good battle for me though. I'll gladly take that no matter what. Okay, I'm gonna have to make white peace out of this war because it's so sad. But like me and the Ottomans, we just been going back and forth. I was able to get France out of the war. Ottomans or Ottoman power, they pieced out my boy Poland over here. But it's just, there's no way. There just is no way. And like Spain's like almost completely out of manpower also, and it just keeps getting worse. So all that just for a white piece, that's horrible. As you guys can see, like, look how many people died in this war. Almost 1 million people on both sides. It's horrible.
I'm gonna go ahead and launch a war against John Purr. It's gonna call in all their pals, pretty much including like most of China, along with the Timurids. But like I said, I want to try and take as much of India as possible before we call it quits on this campaign. So yeah, we're shooting for most of the Hindustan region. Probably the next time, I mean, probably our next war against them, I should have the Diplotech to get imperialism. We're about 2 away from that, so this will be just a regular conquest war. Then the next one will be an imperialism war, which we can just take as much land as we pretty much want. We're going to attack them for Raipur, which is right here on the border between me and Malwa and them. Ooh, big battle led by my Spanish subject over John Purr. Let's see. Oh, they're all cowards. They're all running away, even though John Purr has like 156,000 troops over here. Oh, that battle was easy. Oh, Spain wants more. Let's do it, Spain. Oh, stack wipe them. Yes. Alright, Ava. Get you out of here, my guy. Can I actually get you to cancel like a subject over here? Actually, I don't really care, to be honest with you. Maybe Mong Yang. Otherwise, I want you to end your alliance with John Purr. Give me all your money. And do war rep. A little bit less money. Okay. Alright, this is the kind of peace deal we're going for here. Only John Purr, Delhi, and Timurids would really care. It's going to set us up with a truce until 1690. So about 14 years. More than enough time for me to get the imperialism CB. I'm also going to go ahead and pick up offensive ideas. It's a late game. It's time to go all in on mill stuff now at this point. Okay, so I went a little bit ahead of time just to get imperialism, and yeah, we could actually start using that right away. Certain nations like Ava, which normally we wouldn't be able to full annex, we're going to come pretty freaking close to full annexing. I'm just going to wait till this truce is up, attack them, then I'll attack one of their smaller subjects. Maybe like Tangu here and stuff. This way we can get both Tangu and also full annex Ava. And I'm just going to feed all this stuff to my subjects, which I've just been diplo vassalizing over here in Burma. I think while we're waiting, though, I will go ahead and launch imperialism against Diviet because I just want this one freaking province that they won't give me. So, yeah, we'll go for that. Okay, so I did a series of a bunch of super quick wars against Ava and all these other guys in Burma and stuff, and I was actually able to take it all over in a matter of 3 wars. I didn't show you guys because, well, they were so fast and stuff because everybody was pretty much allied to each other. It's all divided up amongst my subjects here. There we go. We now own all of Burma. So I see the Ottomans, they're invading Jaunpur. Well, Timurids over here who are allied to Jaunpur. And honestly, and also France is losing a war against Malacca over here. So that means most of their army's probably over here somewhere. So if I were to invade the Ottomans, who are completely out of manpower, even though they have 400,000 troops, we outnumber them actually quite a bit, like almost double their numbers. So yeah, I think I'll take that risk, especially if it's imperialism. I could definitely get what I want. All right, let's see how these late game Western troops stack up against late game Anatolian guys. Which, I mean, they still have the better discipline. I have better morale, but their tactics are way better. Well, just a little bit better, actually. But it's probably from their army tradition. Oh yeah, their discipline's good too. But yeah, that's a stack wipe. Perfect. That's exactly what I want to see. Especially since they're out of manpower. Well, pretty much out of manpower. I want to make sure I get those stack wipes. They have no chance of rebuilding their army. Which, speaking of their army, their entire army's over here in India. I don't think any of them, yeah, no, they abandoned Europe. I'm okay with that. Even though the French are over here still, but wish Britain would actually do something about it. Because Britain is kind of useless. I was actually able to convince the Scandinavians to join into this war, which I will gladly take Scandinavia over Britain any day of the week. Scandinavian ideas, and just the nation of Scandinavia is just so overpowered, so I'll gladly take that. Also, we do own Constantinople thanks to Poland, Lithuania. Especially, you know, pretty easy since there's not really any Ottomans over here. I also wiped out about 100,000 of their guys before, yeah, I too was beaten in a battle over here with 200,000 Ottoman troops. So we have a little bit of recovery to do before we get right back into fighting them. Well, finally I could get France out of this war because they got tired of punching both Britain and Scandinavia in the face too much. So finally I could get France out of this war. Reason being is because their fists got tired from punching Britain and Scandinavia way too much. So that just freed up a lot of war score because they occupied so much of my Netherlands stuff. Meanwhile, what I could do here is take land that I actually want from the Ottomans, make them break their alliance with France, and take almost 5,000 ducats. I like that a lot. Now what I'm going to go ahead and do is actually do imperialism on Jaunpur while I can before anybody joins the coalition. So yeah, let's squeeze this little war in really quick. Oh, would you look at that? The Venetians actually went on to form Italy. That's kind of cool. Alright, while I'm about done with this war with Jaunpur, I'm going to go ahead and attack France since they're no longer allied to the Ottomans. Use my allies. Hopefully they can break the French. I want to take back all that land that I had with Burgundy. I need it back, man. Like, that's my land. So, France. Oh, and they also have some Spanish stuff, which again, they need to give it back. My peace deal with Jaunpur is going to look a little something like this. Pretty much cutting everybody out of India. So yeah, it's just basically whatever we need in those next few wars. Plus, I guess that one province, for whatever reason, it got unoccupied, but okay. It's a lot easier to actually deal with them like this as opposed to the way that they were, and now it also prevents other nations that do plan on invading them from taking any Indian land that I need. So my war against France ended up in a white peace. France is way too strong right now. Makes sense, it's the late game. It's kind of when France historically was just kind of a Chad. So we're gonna go ahead and start integrating some of our subjects instead, like Larissa, to start making my borders over here start looking a little bit nicer. What the heck? Why are we at war with Portugal? I'm so confused. Oh, I'm assuming Portugal probably invaded New Spain. Yeah, that's good. Okay, that makes sense. Alright, yeah, I could call on all my allies. We could beat up on Portugal for no reason. Alright, so John Purr, we're taking this kind of peace deal. We're gonna have to fight Delhi for one province over here too. We're gonna wait though until I core all this stuff up. It's 118 overextension. Sure, it's just a number, but I don't want to die. So we're just gonna sit here and just continue to annex our subjects. At least once this Portugal war's over, which now that I got my allies in, it's over. So finally, I have kicked both John Purr out of India and integrated all my subjects. And yes, it is 1742. This has been like, I didn't truce break or anything like that, but the Austro-Hungarian India exists. And in between it all, I also got Master of India, which I swear I had before. But yeah, own and have cores on all of India as a European nation, so there we go. We are the #1 great power in the game with almost 6,000 development. Obviously, if I integrated my subject with Spain, it would be a little bit different. We would probably have an additional 2,000 development. And to just kind of show you guys, this is what our colonial empire looks like as of right now. Obviously, the Americas, that's all due to Spain, but the rest of this is all me. All the stuff in the Pacific, that's all me. And then before Spain arrived and set up their own colonial nation in the other half of Australia. So yeah, that's where we're going to go ahead and leave it off for today. Pretty much accomplished exactly what I want to do, which is to colonize this Austria and see how viable that is. And I mean, the new Austrian-Hungary mission tree and ideas and stuff, they're very, very good, especially for a late game and imperialism and all that stuff. So hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you guys did, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel so you can keep up with all my other EU4 and soon Victoria 3 content. I will see you guys in the next one. Chairman out.